Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for April 29, 2021. To access the Zoom call, we're going to look for the Zoom call banner, remember this password, and click here. We're on the Zoom platform, read the information, and allow. Type in the password, and we'll join. You'll have the option to join with video or without video. We're going to join without video. We're going to allow computer audio.
So you can see we're asking to rearrange our atoms, which in a minute we're going to do some codes and you'll see that's very possible. Ever increasing alignment with the higher self. We wanted a charge for Candida. I've got that in place, and of course that definitely ties in with the work on the microbes, and they say that the Candida in particular has its own consciousness.
Say that again?
Candida has all of the bacteria, and most of it is good, supposedly has its own consciousness. It doesn't want to go in anywhere either. And that's why when we started maybe taking too many antibiotics, doing too many things, eating too much processed food, that the bad bacteria is quite pleased and multiplies. The good doesn't do so well.
Yeah,
and
I
so
heard
I
about
see
that too.
It's really interesting. I saw a fantastic presentation years ago on the Candida and the consciousness. And I did not forget it. It looks like we're going to want a few charges on that. Let's see what the 5-minute gives us. And you can do that during the day. Just go back and forth. Well, the 5 is a little higher, but we'll come back and look at that as well. Anyway, and then I tested all of these. We wanted the ultimate balanced heart was the highest priority. So again, you can do just about anything once you see this. Let's just go in though and do an essential oil cocktail. And even if you do this quickly, you can look at that, 17 hours of oils for the heart. So if any of you have any of these oils, you might want to just keep it simple, put them on your tummy or the bottom of your feet. Anyway, defeat all pathogens. We asked for that yesterday as well. The gallbladder. I now live in a quantum age of miracles. Grace, expanded consciousness and concentration. What I pray for creates miracles and blessings. Respect. This also will take as soon as the other one finishes. We're asking for a charge to clear demonic attack. And the thing of it is, some of that kind of energy might actually be the bad bacteria. Does that sound too crazy?
No.
It's thought-provoking. It is absolutely thought-provoking. Uninstall wrong decisions based on lies and surround genes that have inherited ancestral deficiencies with a blueprint of divine health, greater strength, and harmoniously live as one in divine love and nationwide peace. That doesn't sound too bad. So I went through and took out the references. Is it going to let me go? Took out the references to let me just get this done again. To the ultimate balance and the different charges. Let's try that again. And you can choose. I like to stick with normal, and for the theme today, I put absolute truth. Just put that in there. I'm going to take 1 hour. And you could, this is something interesting. Let's see if it's a priority. That's not what I want to do. Oh well.
That's your phone?
It's not my phone. But, okay, so we don't want the recharger at this point for the prayers. There might be 1 or 2 in there. You can go through and check these. And by the way, this is how India ended up yesterday. Remember, we just did a quick wonder click. So it's life force. You can see how that cleared, and you can see the difference when something doesn't clear. And this is California, and we worked on lung access, or excess rather. So now, some thoughts today. We talked about writing these intention statements. Did anybody come up with anything in reference to an intention for the microbiome?
No, I did not. I didn't have time to do this today.
Okay, well, it takes a few days. We'll use the one from the Energy Visionaries today, but I want to show you some things that if you get in the habit of this, it can be pretty powerful. And most of these have codes, although you don't need to have codes. I'm going to check the group in reference to a priority to receive any of these. The first thing, when you start talking about the power of intention statements, especially if you're going to be running them in the SRC, if you're going to be tapping them in with EFT or dowsing them in, or any of these things, you're going to change some ideas about the nature of reality. And you're going to realize we're kind of like a live stream. And so, is it a priority for this group? Remember, we're just wanting to raise our chi. So is it a priority to have this code to make sure that we are willing to learn a few new things? No, we're not ready for that. So let's let that be for now. Access encoded information in the DNA. Are we ready for that? Not, well, almost, but not quite. Activate third eye. Remember how miraculously we're put together, and the gifts we have we may not be aware of.
What was that, the third eye?
Activate the third eye, yeah.
Third eye.
And again, look at this. A lot of this, we'll check it as we continue. Activate throat chakra. Because if you start doing these intentions, I'll tell you, I have been doing them for a few clients, and they're working. So there's great power here if a person, wants to give it a try. And my theory always is, what does it hurt?
You got them all on the Pro Tool? Or?
No, I do different things. Depending on the situation. Yeah. Today we're doing Pro Tools. I just kind of felt like doing Pro Tools.
Yeah.
This throat chakra, though, we want to see, are we ready? In other words, what brought me to that is when you can read it aloud, which we know. And I still haven't had a chance to look at that wonderful site, Ron, that you gave yesterday about intentions. You want to repeat that?
Yeah,
intention site.
It's on www.intenders.com.
Yep, intenders.com. Yeah, I hear it's really good. I didn't get a chance yesterday.
It's super good.
There's a few terms on here, and this comes from the Sophia Code, which I highly recommend this course. But the actual energetic components of the DNA. So more on that another time. I just went ahead and added it, and you might want to learn a little bit more about the Sophia Code at some moment in time. Align electrons.
Yeah, and for those who are on Facebook, the Intenders is on Facebook too.
Okay.
And it's at Intenders of the Highest Good.
Mm-hmm. This is an interesting awakened multi-dimensional potential. You know, Carolyn Mace talks about the fact we're really like a high rise, and we might want to go up a few stories. But see, this is why I like to check the priority. This is not something a lot of people are ready for. So you look, balance the inner workings of every cell in the human body. Now I have clients that have accepted this, but as a group, nope.
When you check that out, what do you hit on the bottom? You hit, is it good or is it bad or what?
I did not hear that clearly.
All right, when you go in your housing, where you are right now, okay, now go ahead with whatever you're gonna do.
What now?
All right, now, where do you click into?
Oh, I'm clicking check issue.
Oh, check issue. Okay.
Yeah, and I personally like to look at that, just a 1. So we have a little bit of resistance here to this approach, not consciously, but on a deeper level, and we have a lot of programming. But this stuff, you know, is not important or it's not doable. Now that's why I like to check. We're working to raise life force. And now this is clear a path of pure white light from my head to my heart. That's we want balance here. And you can get yourself in trouble if there's too much energy in the heart. And then vice versa, if there's too much in the brain. The heart's the powerhouse. But you can't be ruled by the heart. The brain has to bring a little bit of information in also. Nope. See, this is all new. Concentrate on what lies clearly at hand. This comes from the that Win the Day book, and I just felt like adding it because it is I think a lot of us, we're very focused on the past or the future, and it is completely interfering with our intentions because it weakens us. Okay, we'll take that one.
Yeah.
We're ready. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good thought, too. Instead of worrying about the vaccination and all these other things, just pick what your priority is for the day and focus on it. This is another one that's interesting. You have to be a little curious to delve into this kind of thing. Let's see where we are with that. Yesterday, we weren't very curious. And again, not necessarily relating to the ones that are on the call, but the group in general. Nope. We're not there yet. Again, another element of the energy component of the DNA.
Electrons.
Electrons or DNA?
I don't know.
Yeah, I looked it up online. I'm not real clear on it myself, but it said DNA, so I thought, well, I'll go with that. But this electron stuff is powerful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So how are electrons connected to the DNA? Are they separate, Cathy?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yes, I'm thinking they're part of it.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, there's a lot here, and it's fascinating.
Because what I've heard is we're going from a 666 to a 661 now, with our electron body.
Interesting.
So it's
look what here. Look what we just got. Wow. Divine knowing. We're ready for that. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I think it's shifting that 369 stuff.
Wow. Okay. We're ready to know. Look at that. We're wanting to make sure it's from the right source. DNA activation. And I can't tell unless someone speaks who's on here, but shoot me an email if you want this list. But I'll tell you, this list is a work in progress. Not anywhere near where it's going to be. But it gives you information. Here's another one. Establish a daily ritual. Some daily rituals to help you focus and get a few things done.
That's from that win book?
Yeah. Let's see if we're ready for it. Well, I didn't put priority on. Well.
Yeah.
Not ready for that.
No.
Yeah, but without the priority, we were.
Well, it was a 62, yeah, but when I asked if it was a priority for our energy, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of experimenting. Now, this is Explore Your Miraculous Human Body, which, again, we don't realize because we certainly haven't, it's not taught in school. And the way we're educated in general, religion, and every other way, we don't realize what we've got. For example, the power of the word with the way this throat chakra is designed, etc. No, not ready. So this is coming from, not the conscious mind, but we'll check this periodically. I'll probably, you don't have to sit here and watch it the whole time, but you get an idea what we're doing in the background, and I can let you know what a priority is as it becomes.
Wow.
Yeah, if a person's had enough heartbreaks, that heart chakra might be pretty tight. So these are all things we just continue to work on. But the more these get balanced, the more powerful your intentions are going to be, in my opinion. We're close on that one.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and do that one.
Oh, that's good.
Liberate awareness from the illusions of physical limitation and separation. No.
No.
Live in day-type compartments.
Uh-huh.
And so again, just the thought of stop worrying about tomorrow. Just focus on what you got to get done today. We're ready for that. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, it's a priority for our own energy to rise, for us to go up that high rise. Let's see. Yeah, I'm moving slow today because yesterday I cleaned my apartment from top to bottom. I said, okay, that's my daytime, my thing today, my focus, and whoa.
Yeah.
It was much more strenuous than sitting at the computer. But I got it done. So yeah, it's a thought. It's a thought to look at these things. And
I'm still on the discard everything that you don't have, the discard stage.
Oh, that is wonderful. And that movie, I still have to see that on Netflix. Minimize, is that the name of it?
No, I got the book by that Japanese gal.
Oh, yeah, I have that one too. I didn't do too well with that.
It's The Minimalist.
The Minimalist. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now we are taking some energy for the pineal. You know, it seems to focus, to check these priorities, and to focus works out pretty well. This is an interesting one. Recharge electrons. The electrons, I'm still trying to figure all this out, but the electrons, that's basically what's going into this unlimited information that surrounds us and taking it as form and bringing it into matter. And it's like our own little live stream, and we don't even know we're doing it with our reality. Okay, and I have had some people, and I do use the Pro Tools for that, that have wanted 24 hours of recharging. But we're not quite ready as a group. Reclaim full access to electrons, creating my form. And repair, I love this one, repair and replenish original blueprint zygote cell. They say we have the one cell that all the others pattern after. You might consider, if you have working with someone with the stress of a diagnosis, having them write their intention out of what they want the result to be, and then checking for these codes, see if they're ready. Not quite. And remember, the Chinese say there's only one disease, and that's self-hate. And our words are so powerful. But that might include also sharing information as you come across it.
What's going on now? On time?
That is, again, one of the elements we're trying to figure out. Is it DNA? Is it electrons? But that's another of there are 4 elements in our DNA that are for the energy aspect. And that's a little out of my knowledge, so still trying to figure that out. However, I find that when I test many people, just the last 24 hours, a lot of people want that energy. There's no code yet for it in the healing numbers, but that's up there. This is unshakable faith. That's in the 60s. Let's go ahead and do that. And that may be it. Okay, so now I'm sorry you can't read this. I copied it off of the excuse me, Energy Visionaries group, because I didn't know if we would be ready yet for a new intention based on keeping our the microbiome happy. And I'm going to play with that a little bit tonight. And if you guys can play with that, you want 3 ingredients in the intention: and love, gratitude, and then the kind of service you will provide once your intention is met. So I think we can see it in here. So I am in a constant state of gratitude. Now, let me just copy it that way.
Oh, is that it?
There we go. I'm in a constant state of gratitude for my vibrant health and boundless energy, which empowers me to create a life of joy and abundance. I love that I now understand how to turn my positive hope for the future into reality and reflect this empowerment to others as I demonstrate its impact in my own life. Yes, I love my life. So if you do this kind of thing on a daily or a regular basis, you might be surprised. And the other side of the coin is, what does it hurt? So we're already at a high resonance with this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Here's where we're ready. We're ready to concentrate on what lies clearly at hand. We're ready for some divine knowing, invincible, again, this day-tight compartments, Neil, unshakable faith, and our intention statement. And so let's go ahead to, you can see in here, we'd like some light reinforcement, recharger, and the sustenance balancer. Let's go in here. I'm just going to put auto. We're asking for infrared. Well, a lot of times when it comes up just seconds, it's doing a calibration. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, 11 hours. That's very often the case when you see the seconds. For the recharger, let's just recharge the whole body. 14 hours.
Wow.
And then let's quickly, and if I lose you, then I will talk to you tomorrow and have a wonderful day. But let's see what we're asking for in the sustenance balancer, because that's a factor, obviously, in the power of the intentions.
are you checking now?
This is our sustenance balancer, and we do this at some point every day, a lot of times, a couple of times, but I don't always show it. But since it came up in the Pro Tools as a factor for our intentions, we're quickly doing it. And I add a lot to the sustenance balancer. I have a lot of cocktails in there over the years.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. Just for information, we're asking for amino acids, aspartic acid. Some of these things I'm not familiar with myself. They're in the program. There's selenium, 3 Brazil nuts a day, they say. We'll take care of that. We're asking for some apricot seeds, the B vitamins, the vitamin D, which probably we're all taking every day. There's a heart product, this Vinesco. So you notice we did talk about heart today. Young Living Master Formula. We're going to get the energy of these things. This is an interesting one. Dissolve the systems of consciousness that have enslaved mankind. That's good for our sustenance, apparently. Remove anger, brain neurotransmitters, upgrade to highest vibrational expression. That sounds pretty good. Attract good. So let's just go ahead and for now. And I want to tell you, I've been playing around with that what is that product called? Dentaform or something like that. And I put it in the sustenance balancer and giving myself that. And it's something is happening because I had been having a lot of bleeding with the gums, and I'm not having that now.
You're good?
What's that?
You're good?
For some reason, that's not coming through. Okay, so let's just add up. While we're waiting. I think we're still going from yesterday on the Gong. Yeah, we are. Shin we can redo. Often these intention statements can just be pasted in the Shin as well. But we had such a high resonance just with it going in the and I attribute that. I think some people in the group are doing these intentions on a regular basis. I know I am.
Yeah, I seem to be too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the good old wonder click. Let's just go ahead and put in here. Oh, that is 9 minutes, which is relatively high for the sustenance balancer. Meridians and points. That's what we're going into next, more on the actual, as you recall, we're like a website ourselves, and the meridians pull in the information from the universal, considered a web, not the World Wide Web, but the Universal Wide Web. And that's actually what we're ready for. We want to go into that. All subtle information here. Defensive action, accusing. Let's just see what kind of negativity that's bringing about.
Running out of time. Running out of time.
I know it. I know when Joanna comes over, she's got a new link for me, and we're gonna, I'm trying to subscribe already, but I fill it out and nothing happens.
Thank you.
So I'm obviously missing out on something, but that we can see, we don't want to be accusing anybody of anything, even ourselves, which is usually what we're doing. If life were a novel, then dead would mark the end of the first chapter. That's not real encouraging, but especially since there isn't no death, we're just in a little spacesuit here. Repetitive, unwanted thoughts. And we do have control over that. That little, what do they teach? Cancel?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just bring that down.
What was that? Resistance moving?
What's that?
I thought I saw resistance moving. Resistance moving.
The resistance factor gallbladder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we're going to check. I think that'll be what we're finishing up with.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call. We thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.